Live and thriving. Hey, everybody, it's Lori Morgan Ferrero, and we're getting started on words that attract cash. Yes. And in fact, that's where you can go and join the sort of the where you get to interact with us more. You can certainly interact here too, but wordsthatattractcash.com is where the action's really happening. And I'm here with my lovely co-host, Yafat Cohen, who's doing all the, well, she's super smart, but she's also doing all the like bells and whistles stuff that I can't do.
In the back. So while we're doing that, hey everyone. While we're doing that in back, let me get your Facebook comments because I got you
Beautiful.
there for a second, right? We'll do that.
Watch
And
Yafat geek out. Here she goes.
there we go. So now when you start commenting and saying hello, this is where we're going to see you right there. And just to let you know, so we are on words that attract cash. Let me share that screen for a second so you know exactly where we are. So this is where we are today. Words that attract cash.com, and you can join the party right here. Click on that. You'll join us. Make sure that you mute yourselves. And of course, we have an amazing worksheet today for you to go through. So today we're talking about closure. Let's close it.
Closing, man. Closing. That's what it's all about, isn't it? Getting the actual sale, getting the conversion. And that's what we're going to talk about today. We've talked about building relationships, which is critical in today's market nowadays, right?
Yeah. So speaking of, I know you want to do that, Laura. So something happened this week on Facebook that in a private group that both Laura and I are members of, and even though we kind of knew that these things was happening, we didn't know the depth of what's happening, and it's very, very heartbreaking.
Disturbing,
Actually, yeah. So you want to talk about
heartbreaking,
that?
yes, all of that.
Yeah, you want to talk about that?
Yeah, I would love. I would. This is a mild rant, but it's also just to also kind of pull back the curtain and let you guys know what really is going on.
Right.
Is that what happens is a lot of people who tout themselves as gurus, a lot of people that you've heard of, their big names have actually they'll take other people's programs knowingly and they'll recycle them and they'll just send them to a ghostwriter and
Yeah.
say, this is what I want in my program. And I mean, they're actually more hands off than that, but they basically sort of steal from each other and they promote each other. They once they get you in to their funnel, if you will, into their pit, then they hand you off to their minions. You don't really get to actually talk to those people or have contact with them. And what you're getting is a lot of recycled crap that they didn't even create. So
Right.
what I want to say is I'm different than that. You get me when you work with me. I am hands-on. I answer my own emails. How many of you have been writing to me and I've been writing back to you? I answer everything. I love it. That's what I love to give back. And because I wish somebody had been there to do that for me. And I was really appalled to find out the depth of the deception with a lot of gurus that's going on, even with somebody who's competing with me right now with products. Well, it goes on all the time. It goes on all the time. And I was telling you, it's like finding out there's no Santa Claus. It's like,
Yeah.
wow. I've been, you know how when you watch a movie and suddenly there's a twist and you go, oh my God, and you have to rewind, you like replay every scene. That's what it felt like for me when reading it this week. Like, wow.
Yeah.
These people who I knew kind of, I knew there was a little bit of camaraderie, but I had no idea that it went that deep and that it was that deceptive. That it really bothered me because I am not that kind of person. You thought I know you're not that kind of person, and the people who tend to follow me are not that kind of person. But you should be aware that that's what's out there.
So one of the things that we were talking about, remember at the beginning, was that all the information is out there. You can go to YouTube, you can go to Google, and you can find all that information. When someone that does not know all that information is trying to sell it to you, they won't be able to answer your questions live like this, unscripted. You know, you just come in and we have no idea what you're going to ask us. And to put someone, you know, if you didn't know your stuff, you would not be feel comfortable doing what Lori is doing today. So you're coming, and I think everyone here that joined us have already received some really, really good feedback on their own programs, on their own questions. So that's how you can tell, you know, who's real and who's fake.
There you
And
go.
right, yeah. So, and I've been with people who are like, you know, I'm the ex. I'm the mofo in the house. And then you ask them, like, how do you do that? And they have no idea. So for your sake, what part of the rant that was happening in Facebook about this topic, the guy who did that said, you know, I'm at fault. I have to confess. I was helping these people. I don't do this anymore. But I'm telling you so that you know that if you spend $2,000 on a product that seems very similar to another guru product, it's because they all share exactly the same. They don't create their own stuff. So his advice was like, save your money, go use Google. Our advice is like, yes, you can do that, but it will take you a year or something, or you can do it with someone who's been there, done there. Just pick their brain, exactly like we're doing with Lori here right now. Come here, pick her brain. And when you get her program, pick her brain on a daily basis. You got her for 6 weeks. So,
Exactly.
yeah.
Exactly. I mean, it's hard to pat yourself on the back and be like, I'm one of the good guys, but I am. And when it just, to think that people like fleece other people on purpose, I feel so gullible.
Yeah.
I would just never do that. And it's, it's mind blowing. It's mind blowing. But at any rate, I'm here for you guys. And if you're in my program, I'm there for you 110%, because that's why I'm keeping this program small. It's 12 people only. It's not a massive, you know, I'm not getting rich off of this program. This is because I really love doing what I'm doing. I love to help people get their messages together and get it out there in an authentic way.
So, and it's true because whoever knows Lori knows that that's true. So I'm getting people here. Regina is here, and Billy's here, and Bonnie's here, and Sally's here. And you guys are saying that you're having some challenges getting their worksheets. So let's make sure
That's my fault.
let's make sure you're on the right page. So if you're looking at us right now here, right, and you should see the worksheet looking like this, not like a link, but like that. And then when you click on it, if you don't see it like this, refresh the page. Just refresh the page right there. And then when you see day 8 showing up like this, click the download button, and you'll see it's opening up the worksheet right away.
Yay.
So let's just make sure that you are in the right place. And I think you are, because you are all commenting here. Yay.
Oh, look at that. And there's Paula's chicken that she drew. Isn't that beautiful? She actually drew that original chicken art for us.
I know, it's really cool.
Which is,
she's very talented. Very, very talented.
And she was telling me also that like, this program has brought out her competitive spirit, which is really cute. And yeah, you're working it, girl. Do it. Do it. And,
exactly. Yeah. Okay, so talking about competition, right? We have many people who got over 40,000 points. Today's winner is Sally, but Paula is right up there, number 2 with 61,000 points, and Teresa is right below her, and Gabby's right there. So we're gonna have a very special gift, right, for everyone who gets over 40,000 points before we're done Friday, because we got one more day going on. So let's just tell you about the schedule and then jump into the worksheet.
4 days.
Yes, and let you get to see what's happening between today and then we'll dive straight into the closure.
Awesomeness.
Okay, so what's happening between now and then?
So between now and then, we're going to continue talking about the 5 factors of how to do relationship marketing, or evolutionary marketing, as I like to call it. And you'll see from the worksheets, if you finally got to download them, that there's a mind map. I'm a big mind map fan. And there's a mind map of each of the 5 factors. And if you listen to some of the replays, you'll see that I relate the 5 factors of relationship marketing to sex. Sorry, let's just be bold about it. But to finding out who it is that you want to attract, attracting them, selling them, if you will, and which is what we're talking about today, the closing, and then what happens after, and then the rave factor. So this is all, you can see it's almost like a wheel, and this cycle continues going around and around. So you just keep doing more research, you keep building the trust factor, you keep closing them, and you keep doing the after factor and the rave factor. So this is like a never ending client retention sort of program. And I have listed some of the things that we've already talked about, which the flirt factor and the trust factor, you can look at those. And today, like I said, we're talking about the close factor. And
tomorrow is the after, and then Friday we're going to be here in the morning, actually, guys.
Early.
So this is very early in the morning. 9 a.m. Central Time, 7 a.m. Pacific. So that's going to be awesome for Sally in Europe, I think.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
Exactly. And I'm also going to do a Facebook Live later on that day, just in case people just want to come back and chat. But the main event happens that morning, on Friday morning, and you'll get notices about it. Don't worry.
Okay, so close factor today.
Yes, the close factor. So you can see there's some lines there that you fill in, and I actually have the answers for you, so it's not really a great test. But
no, you don't. This one doesn't have the answers. Totally, nope.
Well, this part doesn't, but what you're seeing in bold, the irresistible offer, the no pressure close, NLP, blah, blah, guarantee, bonuses, those are the factors of a good close, of what's going to work. And remember, by the time you're trying to close, you've already built a relationship with these people. This is not, in fact, we'll also look at the my example of a close on my sales page, and you can see how it looks in the real world. But what you have to do to begin with is create an irresistible offer. And hopefully you found out what your prospects are looking for. And the answer to the first one is know your prospects' pain.
Pain.
So you've got to know what their pain is, because you are solving a problem. So that's what you have to think about. And I know it's negative kind of to focus on the pain, but the truth is people they're more interested in staying away from pain than they are even in attracting pleasure. So staying away from pain is a very strong instinct, if you will, in human nature. We don't want pain. I mean, in any animal, right?
Right.
They're avoiding pain. So you know what that is, and you're going to remind them of what it is so you can solve it for them. Not so you can make them feel bad, but so you can actually solve that pain. So goes back to the flirt factor and doing your research and really understanding who it is that you're talking to. Right?
Yes.
So next is we'll fill this in, and then I'd like to go to the sales page. The no pressure close. No pressure close. That's like an oxymoron, huh? It's like, I want you to buy from me, but no pressure.
Right.
So it's a fine line. It's a fine line. And because I'm used to working with a lot of women take a lot longer to understand what it is that they want to. What happens is they tend to balance their resources. Women do, and of course men do as well. But women are they'll look at the bigger picture a lot of times. And so if you press them and oh, why do you need to talk to your husband? Can't you make a decision on your own? Have you heard that one before, Yvonne?
Yeah, hate that.
I hate that, right? It's like, yeah, I can, but if I'm going to buy a car, I'm going to talk to my husband. So there's actually a real reason sometimes when people won't be ready to close. And so you don't want to shut them out. You want to continue the cycle of being in touch with them and building their trust and
But you know
following
what?
up.
Yeah, and this is not just like, hey, do you have to talk to your husband? This is also like the measure of a great relationship, right? If you're in
Yes,
relationship with someone, you want to consult them regardless of what it is that you're buying. So yeah, so
exactly.
that one thing, you're right. It goes back to like, I'm honestly, I'm confused.
Yeah, exactly. Oh no, you caught me reading the comments again. I'm sorry. Okay, you're the comment reader. I'm not reading the comments.
There you go.
I'm trying.
Yeah.
So yeah,
So I'll tell the comments. Let me tell the comments. So Elizabeth is watching us here, and Elizabeth said, "Why is it not showing me on my thing?" There we go. Elizabeth said, "If you high pressure me when I'm not ready, you lose my sale, and you probably
right.
also lose the relationship, right?"
Oh, exactly, exactly. You do a lot of damage.
Yeah.
It's just not worth it. And it's not just women, but I'm just saying in general, people do like there are actual reasons for delaying some things, and so you don't want to make it an all or nothing thing. You want
Right.
to make it. You want to leave that door open so that they can come back and you know, maybe when they're ready, maybe you know they're paying for their kids college and they don't really want to buy a program right now, but then in a year they found out about you and they'll show up then. So it's the no pressure close. I'm going to tell you how to do it. So I'm
Yes.
not just going to talk about what it is, but at any rate, here's the no pressure close, and this is really valuable. You guys should be writing this down because these
Right there
are
on the
nuggets.
page. Right there on the
I,
page.
serious. I wish I knew this. So when you're doing a close, what you want to do is make it rich. Make it like you're going to get all. In fact, you thought, can we go to my sales page?
Yes.
Lovely.
Yes. Just a
So you
second.
want to fill this up with extra stuff that's going to make them feel special or and not to bloat your product, but you do want to go like, you want them to say, oh, wow, you mean that I get this? And oh my gosh, and then I get that? And then I get this? What? This is crazy. So for the no pressure close, and scroll down a little bit, you thought, please. It actually it's going to be closer to the bottom. All this pretty butterflies. There we go. All right. The extra juicy bonuses. There you go. That's what we're talking about. So these are the things that are thrown into the program, not thrown in, but carefully put into the program that actually make it irresistible. And so some of the things are, I have to really get up here and read this. Like, you will get the Copy Doodles Basic Edition with this program. Actually, Mena won that already, right?
Yeah,
she got
did.
that for free, $147 value. There's a sales letter blueprint, the graphic. You guys actually can have that for free on the download, the secret sauce to writing red hot online copy. I don't remember the exact wording.
Well,
but
we can email it to them. So whoever was here today, how about we do that? So whoever joins us in the Hangout today can get that. There you go. We want to talk to you, people. So join us in the Hangout and you're going to get this thing.
The red hot. I'm telling you, I had to pay a lot of money to have somebody design this. This graphic was literally like 12 feet long, and it was designed by this amazing woman named Christine Merkley. And it's beautiful, and it really helps solidify. It's like an airplane kind of going over a sales letter. It's like that 30,000 foot view of what a sales letter actually is. So it actually it helps a lot of people. And so when I say $97 value, I really mean that it has that. I'm not kidding you.
So if you want that, you'll join us today in the Hangout. And the way that you would do that is on our page, just right below the video, you'll click the join the party and you can get that. And Gabby, you're welcome. And so, but to do that, Gabby, you're going to have to join us in the Hangout if you want to get it. So do that.
Wordsthatattractcash.com, right?
Exactly. You've seen that right there. And then the other bonus is sizzling words that grab her attention.
Yes. Now that's something, I've done a lot of work for, let's call them woo-woo people or what have you. And there's actually, I want to recommend a book by Richard Bayan, Bayan, that's called Words That Sell. It's a really wonderful book, and it's kind of like the salesy language, that they're emotional words that trigger you. But what I found with that book, even though I use it as a sort of a copywriter's thesaurus, what I found is that there were a lot of words that were not soft, that they were not as exciting. Well, there were a lot of exciting words, but some of them were hypey, right? So I made my own list. So when I was writing my copy for the woo people, that I would look at these particular words, and I call them empowerment words, but this is what they're also sizzling. So that's cool too. But it's my own little mini thesaurus, and it really, I literally would print it out and look at it when I was doing my writing for my client.
So you can get that today when sizzling words that grab her attention and probably his attention too, right?
Well, yeah, they will. Exactly right. Yeah. Exactly right. And then next, there's the 21 hooks that will work for any market. So if you're kind of stuck on like, well, what angle should I go with? This will jog your memory, and you can see what fits with your own industry. So that's the 21 hooks. And then this one, I actually have gone the personal war chest of my top converting swipe files. This I've gone back and forth over giving away, because this is proprietary information that, when copywriters are writing copy, they look at other people's work that's been successful. And the copy that you're seeing, this is all copy that I've written for other clients. And with their permission, I'm sharing this. It's part of my contract. I'm allowed to share for teaching purposes. But at any rate, this has made my clients literally hundreds of thousands of dollars, literally. And you get to model what that is. When I'm talking about, well, let's do
copywriting for dollars, $1 million wealth acceleration, flourish with the feminine power, biz makeover for women, ignite your career as a health coach, kettlebell fat loss workout, wealthy visionary conference, rock star wedding planners, speed copywriting workshop, true wealth mentorship. So you get all this swipe files,
all that different industries. And it literally, I think I put a $10,000 value, because the truth is, like I said, that's probably low. It's what did I put there?
5, you put 5. Yeah, 5.
Wow, that's very low.
Even lower.
Because I gotta tell you, just for them hiring me. At any rate, that's cool. That's cool. So that's a really valuable bonus that I'm very proud of. And then the final one is, I will give you a red hot chicken.
And that's all because of Sally.
I know, right? Exactly. You will get a chicken timer. And so here's how the no pressure close works. No pressure. You can have these extra juicy bonuses if you sign up today, but if you sign up tomorrow, those might be gone. So you take away something. So that's still like, well, there's still a really awesome program attached. I could still pay for the program on my own, but I can decide if I want all this extra crap, I want all this extra good stuff, then I need to make a decision today. And so that's how you add pressure without putting too much pressure on that person. And I will actually throw one in for you to make this even more real, because I'll be honest, those bonuses will be there all week, but this one will not be. I will give you an hour of my time. Now, I have offered the 3 hours, and that's been taken already. I won't be offering my time again. And so I would give you an hour of my time where we're going to work on your business, only if you register today. No pressure, but you won't get that extra bonus if you do this tomorrow. And so it's something to really think about. There's a payment plan here involved. The price is also $500 less than it will be in a week. So you're getting you can pay, what is the $3.99, 4 payments of $3.99. Or if you are one of the winners over 40,000 points, then you'll get a 20% discount. So it's like piling on the good stuff, man. Seriously.
So speaking of that, here we go. So thanks, Elizabeth, for continuing to share with us. So Elizabeth says, if you high pressure me when I'm not ready, you lose my sale. Totally agree. So the thing that the game that we were playing, we see many people going over 40,000 points.
Yeah.
40,000 points, which means that you guys are sharing and you are commenting and you're interacting and you're coming to the page, all that stuff, and your reward is $300 off already the discounted price. So if you guys wanted to jump in and basically remove one payment, so you get just 3 payments of $3.99, then you can cash in your points for the program, and you get all these amazing bonuses. So the good news is that I see David, you're almost at 40,000. You're only missing like 7,000 points. So you can get those by Friday.
That's
and
right.
Still enjoy $300 off. So basically that button on the page right now is kind of like a little misleading, because you're not getting 500. You're not saving 500. You will be saving 800.
Yeah, exactly. But that's only for the game players, the people who are really involved in this. And there are a lot of you guys doing that. And it's not too late to jump on at all. It's all about sharing and liking and commenting and being social. That's what it's about.
Exactly. And Kara says, she says, I think it's Kara, right? Kara or Kara says, I'll wash dishes for the chicken timer.
You're so cute. I have dishes.
I have these, me too. So that's how, when you're looking at the when you are looking at the worksheet, the no pressure close is give them space to make a decision by taking away what?
Taking away bonuses and not lowering the price. Because that's the thing too that I want to make clear, that this is never going to be this affordable again. Right. Because you don't discount a Bentley. You don't need to. So exactly. This is my time, your time, us working together really head to head and really personally to get your message honed in and to get it out there. So there's a lot of hands-on attention. So it's, this is the lowest price it will be this week, ever. So I really hope that you'll jump on it. But at any rate, so that is the no pressure close. It's take away some of the cool stuff to, I should take away the chicken. Ooh, that'll get people.
There you go. Only today.
It can still happen.
Yes. And Regina says, okay, now I know how the points work. Congrats to all those who got many points. And I'm saying, Regina, it's not too late to get into the 40,000 point club. You can still do that. You have 2 more days. All you have to do is share your link. And if you guys want to see how to do that, let me just show you very quickly how you can win the game. So when you click on, let me see, we're right here on the page. So when you're clicking on how to win the game right here on the top.
And this is at wordsthatattractcash.com, by the way.
Yes. And if you're watching us on Facebook, you can see that it is scrolling on the bottom. So, and we have tons of people here, so it takes a little while to load. So while it's loading, and Kara says, I'm on a plane, look for me in 5 hours. We will, Kara. So when you are clicking on the page right here, where it says my stats, and you can see Sally is our top winner and winner.
I like when you say the wiener.
Winner, the top winner. You can see right here, you have your referral link. Every time you share that link, all you have to do is just copy the link right here. And every time you share that link, that's 100 points. And every time someone just logs in, it's free to create an account, you get another 70 points. So you can very, very quickly earn points. And if you want to know how to win them, there's a list right here that tells you exactly how many points you are getting for everything. So you see, you got no limits. You can just refer people, share it on social. Every time you're sharing stuff, you're getting points. and get into the 40K club so you too can save $800 on this
Exactly.
awesome program.
Exactly. And I have to say, I really love the gamification part of it. And Yafat has set this up. That's certainly nothing that's in my wheelhouse, but it's super cool. It keeps track of all your points automatically. So you get credit. You don't have to worry. You just spread your link and like and share and comment and be involved like you have been.
Exactly. Exactly. So the next part is NLP.
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 This is an interesting concept. Does anyone know what that stands for? NLP?
Neurolinguistic.
You're not supposed to answer.
But I don't know most of it. Neurolinguistics. So
Programming.
Programming. There you go, Sally. Right. She's awesome.
So here's the thing with NLP. NLP is a way of communicating that sort of mirrors how other people communicate, so you build rapport. So when you use it in copywriting, it's a little different because in real life, in the real world, you're also using body language. Whereas with copy, you're not, unless you're doing some video, and then that's something we're not going to even go into. We can in the program, but we're not going to do it today. But at any rate, one of the things, can you go back to my sales page? I want to show them something that's really
yes,
freaking cool.
So we're going to get there in a second. Where are we? Here we are. There we go.
So beautiful. Okay, and slide up a little to where it says yes, right there. Yes. Okay. So, or actually, okay, I'm convinced, Lori, how much. So what's happening is throughout this sales letter, and I want you to look at this on your own at evolutionarymarketingplan.com. And what you'll see is that I'm talking to you as Lori. It's like we're having a conversation, just the two of us. And then what I'm doing with NLP is almost like linguistic ventriloquism. So I'm actually I'm changing the tense. So I am talking as you. So, okay, Lori, I'm convinced, or okay, I'm convinced, Lori, how much? That's in quotes because that's you talking that. And because here's what happens with copy, with reading, people actually read it out loud in their heads. And so you're actually will read this and it works very well. So I'm switching tense, go from first person to third person. I'm sorry, from third to first person. So, okay, so this is you. Okay, I'm convinced, how much? And then I actually do go into the definition of what it is. It's only $14.97 until July 6th, or 4 payments, 30 days apart. And then after July 6th, the price is going up to $19.97, or 4 payments of $4.99. But the truth is, I want this to be a complete no-brainer if we're in alignment. Even though I personally believe we live in a time of great abundance, I recognize a lot of businesses are feeling the fear of recession. You can't grow a business from a place of fear. I mean, I got to tell you, I felt that myself, but you can't grow a business from a place of fear. And you're too nervous to do anything. So I see a lot of people struggling when they really don't have to. And my strongest belief is when you choose to expand and invest in yourself, that's when you see the fruits of your labor. And that's really true. So when you make your decision to learn principles that will truly help your business reach more people and make a difference, you pay just $14.97 now. The price will never be this low again. Like I was saying, after all, you don't need to discount a Bentley. And then see this little order box below it. This is actually was what I was looking for. This is where I changed tense, where now you're talking to me instead of me talking to you. So in the order box, I'm changing that tense to, yes, I am excited to get the evolutionary marketing plan. I recognize changes in the traditional marketing models are extinct. I trust your expertise, and I'm looking forward to getting this cutting edge information and action steps in this exclusive program. I can't believe I pay only $14.97. $14.9. Yeah, that's right. I understand that if I feel like this program isn't a fit for me after the second class on July 13th, I can ask for a full refund and we'll still be friends. All product refund requests will be processed within 30 days of approval. Blah, blah, blah. And then there's your order links. But do you see what I'm saying? How you switch up the tense so that that person is actually feeling as if they are talking to, they're kind of talking themselves into that sale. And it's a very subtle thing, but it's something that's really powerful. And so I'm totally giving away tricks today. That's a copywriting tactic. That is a tactic. Actually, that might even be a principle. That might be something that does not change. So some of the things that you can say for NLP, neuro-linguistic programming, to get people to say this to themselves are, and these are some examples, you can write these down. Before you order today, right? So I'm supposing already, I'm already anticipating the sale, right? So I'm telling you before you order today. Now, maybe you hadn't thought about it, but now I'm putting it in your mind. And you'd be surprised how powerful that is, just how suggestible people are when it comes to that. And it's, copywriting is layers and layers and layers of different things. So this is just one thing to add to your arsenal, but it works really well. So before you order today, that's one of the things that should go on your worksheet as the preposition of time, meaning I'm presupposing you are going to order from me. And then next, another one is, and there's so many, but I'm just giving you 3. After you make your decision to order, blah, 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 blah. So can you see how that makes a difference? Like if I'm saying after you order, it's like, oh, yeah, well, of course I'm going to order. Here's the click button. Let's do it.
Totally. And this is super interesting because it's kind of like you're saying, I always think about it. It's like, when you write copy, when I write copy, I usually forget that the people who are reading it, it's kind of like they're hearing the words in their own mind, right?
Exactly.
So it's kind of like they're telling themselves like, so after I get this, so after I do this, right? It's kind of like putting a picture, like when you write, I'm excited to get the evolutionary. So that me telling myself, I'm excited, right? I recognize the changes and stuff like that. So I'm kind of like convincing myself that this is great. And many times when I write that stuff, I forget that when you read, you're telling yourself that stuff.
Well, exactly. Like I said, there's a lot of different layers to actually getting your message out there. And that's why I'm hoping that you'll join me with the program so I can help you specifically navigate all this stuff, right?
Yeah. And you know what's interesting? Regina says, that is genius. And when Kara says, I'm on a plane, I was like, I love that you're joining our hangout from a plane. Like that. I was like, wow.
Right? I know. Thank you. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, very much. So have a safe flight, Kara. Hopefully you land with no issues and everything's cool over there. But yeah, this is, Regina, you're totally right. This is very, very genius. And I wish we had time to do all the NLPs that you have there. But I think, Lori, am I correct to say that in some of the bonuses that you are giving away, like the copywriting, there's NLP already built in?
There is, not necessarily in the bonuses, in the program itself.
Program
itself, we spend a lot of time on this because it is really powerful. And there's one more while you're filling out your order form. So again, I'm supposing I'm already anticipating the sale. And so when you're reading it in your own mind, you're going, okay, so filling out the order form. It's not quite zombie-ish, but it does. It's like I said, it's linguistic ventriloquism. You throw it into your own mind and it kind of becomes your idea. So That's something you guys want to definitely take away, and something that I don't tell very many people about. So thank you for being here. This is worth your time. Trust me.
Which is, speaking of worth your time, Gabby was asking, how long will these replays be up? So with these type of secrets, maybe you want to take them down earlier, Lori.
I actually am. Yeah, they're actually going to just be up until Friday night at midnight. They'll be taken down over the weekend. I'm sorry. If there's a huge clamoring, I would leave them up over the weekend. But after that, they have to come down because, like Yafat said, these are trade secrets. These are things that, you know, I don't really mind if other people know, but they do start being less effective if there are a bunch of people who know everything. So that's the reason for that.
There you go. So then, if you guys want to stay in the know, want to stick around, then binge watch like Sally did. I love it.
Right? Michelle did that as well. Yeah, I'm so
Yeah.
impressed when you guys do that. It's very cool.
It is very, very cool. And
Yeah.
And make sure that if you want to, just download the worksheets, fill them out, so you have all the answers, even if you don't have the videos to follow through, right? And Elizabeth says,
Exactly.
no, don't take it down. Cheryl says, we're not using Google Hangouts today. Yes, we are, Cheryl. Come to Words That Attract Cash, and you can see them and join us in the Hangout. Sally's already here. So jump on it.
Beautiful.
Okay, so then the next one is the guarantee.
The guarantee. Yeah, that's a tricky one because what you want to do with, I guess on your worksheet, it says offering a guarantee takes the risk off the prospect. So this is interesting because on the one hand, when you do a guarantee, you're probably going to sell more because people are not worried about losing their money, especially for bigger ticket items. And I'll be honest, this is definitely an investment. It's not for everybody, that's for sure. But at any rate, having the guarantee takes the risk off of the prospect. So with this one in particular, with the evolutionary marketing plan, you can try it and dip your toe in for 2 days and still literally pick my brain for 2 days and work specifically on your model. And still, if you think, wow, this isn't really for me, you can get a refund. No problem. I don't mind. I want people to work with me who want to work with me. So that's totally fine. So you want to take the risk off your prospect. Now, here's a question that I get a lot, and I want to actually go to you guys and see what you think. What if you deliver a service and they've already received it? Like, for example, I'm a copywriter, right? Or marketer. So what if I've created a funnel for somebody? Or what if you are a massage therapist? Or what if you are a hairdresser? How do you handle a guarantee with that? So I'd like to, in your comments, what would you do for a guarantee for a service that you can't actually get that service back again? So I'm curious to hear what you guys think about that, because it's something that comes up a lot with people that I work with. And there's a few different ways to handle it, and we'll talk about it. But I want to hear what you guys think first before we get into that.
So we are, there's a little delay in the getting the answers. So Sally, do you want to unmute and jump in? I like what you said. So could you jump in and just share it? There you go.
Hello.
Hey.
Hey. Hi. How are you? All right?
Lovely, lovely. Thank you. What time is it over there, by the way?
It's 9:45 p.m.
PM. It's night for you. Okay. Okay.
Yep. Nighttime. Okay, so I said give them a future freebie.
Excellent. I like that.
I was just thinking if you went for a meal and it wasn't very nice, and then maybe you'd say they'd give you kind of something the next time you came.
I love it. I think that's great. I actually hadn't thought of that. I'm going to be perfectly honest.
maybe if it wasn't a very nice meal, you wouldn't want to go back. So I don't know how effective that would be.
I think you're on the right track, though. You're still removing a bit of risk, because if you hate their food, then you're still kind of protected, and you can say, oh, this was not good, and I'd like to come back and try something different next time.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I like that a lot. Or if not, maybe not with a restaurant as much as like with a hairdresser or somebody who's doing some sort of a service, that you would give them more value in the future. So I think that's really awesome. Thank you.
Okay.
Well, and Elizabeth says, I love your accent.
I love her accent.
Do. We all
Scotland, y'all. I can't even do a Scottish accent. I wish I could.
Yeah. So you know what? That's a very, very interesting. Teresa says free 20-minute consult or a sample. What do you think?
So that's good too. Absolutely. It's the same idea. You're providing more value because you can't really get that service back. And I think that's wonderful. I want to tell you a story about one of my, what would you call her? Colleagues, friends, the Mayflower Madam. Who's heard of the Mayflower Madam?
I didn't. No idea.
You have not heard of the Mayflower Madam?
No.
Sydney Barrows, Sydney Biddle Barrows. So Sydney Biddle Barrows ran an escort service in New York in the, I want to say 60s, maybe 70s. And she spoke at a Dan Kennedy event, which is how we got connected. And because I never worked for her or anything.
Red hot.
But at any rate, she couldn't promise that the girls these people were going to meet were going to give the best,
service,
mind-blowing sex they've ever had. She couldn't guarantee that, right? Because they make, who knows?
Right.
Who knows what their thing is? So here we go, getting risque again. I guess it's just where I go. But so what she would do was say that she would promise, if you ask for a blonde, you'll get a blonde. If you ask for a brunette, you'll get a brunette. If you ask for a redhead, you'll get a redhead. Apparently in the escort business, they didn't care. They, like, if you ask for a blonde, they're just like, well, here's an African-American woman. And, that is the way it worked. So that was still a guarantee. It made people feel taken care of. And I have to tell you also, her book, The Mayflower Madam, is taught at Harvard Business School. So this isn't just some sleazy thing. She literally had a very thriving escort business, and it doesn't matter that that's what she was selling. She was selling dates, so she says, but whatever.
So, but this is you brought up something very, very interesting. What if it's a hairdresser and she messed up your hair, right? What can you do for that? Like, you can't guarantee another better hairstyle. I don't know.
No, right? I mean, you have to wait for it to grow out. It's the worst.
Yeah.
It's the worst. But what you have to do is you have to be a little more creative when you have a service. So, like for me, for example, when I do copywriting, they get 2 revisions based on the original concept, and that's the guarantee. The truth is, I write my ass off. I make sure that my people are very happy. But once we've exchanged, once we have an agreement, because I can't take the copy back, I have to protect myself. I have to protect my business. And that's something that you guys, if you're in a service business, that you'll have to do as well. So you'll come up with something that's similar, that it protects them. Or another way to go, no guarantee. Now, what happens, do you think, when there's no guarantee?
Nothing happens.
It actually does.
Oh, really?
It's very interesting. There's a study that came out that said, if you have no guarantee, people tend to be happier because they know they can't get out of it. Isn't that funny?
Wow. So, it's very interesting because in Israel, for example, that was one of the things that I love about the estates, right? You can go, you buy something, and then you can return it whenever you want to. There's right. There's no big risk. So you're okay. Let me do that. In Israel, there isn't. So you buy something, it broke after 4 days. Tough luck.
That's interesting.
Right. And so it's what's interesting about that is that people don't spend their money like very quickly. And so the forceful close will never work. But, you know, you go in there and you're like, well, you know, I'm going to spend $100 and on this like microwave and it's not going to work and stuff like that. So we tend to actually buy the stuff that is more expensive just because we think that like if it, you know, you pay what you get what you pay for. So if it's more expensive, it's probably going to last longer.
Interesting.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
Well, kind of, right? Because you do have some kind of a guarantee. And now after we're a little bit more, because of the internet, we kind of know what's happening in the States, and more companies who are offering this type of return now get more business because, you know, people can feel more comfortable. But yeah, it's a cultural thing.
It is. And when you sign up for my program, we'll find out what is the best solution for you with a guarantee. We'll go through whether you should not have a guarantee because of the type of product you have or service, whether you should have something that is completely returnable, or if it's a physical thing, or whatever works best for your business, we'll handle that one-on-one. So that's at evolutionarymarketingplan.com. But also I think the button is on wordsthatattractcash.com. Is that right?
It is, yes.
Okay.
So
and do remember that you get an hour of my time, which is worth $750. And as I'm very stingy with my time, and that's my favorite thing, is to have time just to lounge around and not have to worry about stuff. But
that's right. You like your naps.
I like my naps. That's one thing we've learned about me. I love naps.
So okay. So what else is on the page? So after we got the guarantee, we got the bonuses, right?
Bonuses. So I read you the bonuses that are on my sales page. So I'm curious, what do you guys have that you could give as a bonus for somebody who signed up for a program of yours? I want you to think about this. How could you enrich what it is that you're offering and actually offer it, you know, as a package deal? So think about it and type it in the comments. Let me know what do you think would be a good bonus? Like I'm giving you today, only today, and I promise you there will be no other offers of my time on this. For today only, you get $750 of worth of my time for an hour. So that's a bonus. That's time.
Right.
Something you can give. What are some other things that you could give as bonuses to kind of plump up the excitement and get them really ready to buy from you?
So this is really interesting, you know, because I think that, like you said, and like we said before, their information is already out there, right? Like there's a tons of it. And I think the most valuable bonus that you can give anyone is really access to you, is more access, right? Because, yeah, go ahead.
Oh, I'm sorry. No, I'm just agreeing. I fully agree. I think that, like we were talking about before, you can always make more money, but your time is finite. And that's why it means so much to me, to both of us, actually, that you guys are joining us. But yeah, time, I think, is the currency of the day.
So, and because all the information is already out there and you can go through these worksheets and you can watch videos and all that stuff, the real value that you get is direct access to people. Now, I see a lot of people doing like this, like epic, unscripted, raw, live, you know, Facebook streams and all that stuff. Yeah. But if you don't get this face-to-face interaction like we do right now with Lori, then it doesn't matter. It's like watching a video. If you're not going to pick on my comment, or if you're not going to relate to my information or be able to talk to me directly face-to-face like we do right now, then I don't care that you're live. We're still not talking. Right?
Exactly. And that's one of the things that when we started today with that rant about the gurus sharing information amongst themselves and just not really having anything new to say. So they're, oh, Cheryl's here. Hi. That totally distracted me.
I know, Lori, we're gonna have to work on that. We're gonna have to work on that, lady. So every time, so you guys are not seeing this, but we're allowing you to come in and talk to Lori face to face using Google Hangouts, even though we are streaming everywhere. So that's why you need to come to Words That Attract Cash if you want to do that and speak to her. And every time someone pops in, Lori goes like, "Oh, hi! I know. We talked before." And you guys have no idea what just happened.
And everyone goes, "What the heck are you talking about?"
I know. So let's before we say hi to Cheryl, because we have really 4 more minutes. You got bonuses on the worksheet, and then you have easy returns. You want to talk about that for a second? Let's finish the worksheet.
Yeah, I do. Let me throw out some of the ideas for bonuses, because I asked what you guys were thinking of for bonuses, and I said time, like we were talking about. Oh yeah, that's what it was. That time is the most critical part of anything that you can get from anybody. It's the most valuable thing that there is. And what I was rambling on about the gurus who they'll sell you a bunch of videos that you get to watch by yourself.
Right.
And then even they'll have little minions who we don't even know if they're trained or not, who are going to do the legwork for you, who are going to be there. But in this case, in the evolutionary marketing plan, you get me. And I've been in this for almost 20 years. And since the beginning of internet marketing. It's kind of embarrassing getting that old. So bonuses that you can include would be like a special report. You see those a lot. Interviews, maybe you were interviewed in the past, or having maybe a podcast, any kind of audios, any transcripts of interviews and articles that you've done, tchotchkes.
Okay, so I have to say something about the tchotchkes, because there's an ad going on Facebook. I love that. It's fascinating how you can put value on something that is like whatever. So there's a really awesome guy. I really like him. He's super smart, super, generous. He shares a lot of information, and he has a really great podcast. And the way to give you a bonus and to get your address is going to be like, hey, get all my podcast right here ready for you on your MP3. Why do I need that? I have the app on my phone that I can listen to all your podcasts. But but here is this physical thing. It's an MP3 that I'm going to mail you that you can listen to all my podcasts. It's fascinating how you can spin stuff.
Well, that's exactly right. Exactly. And that's what we do, and when we work together in the evolutionary marketing plan is just kind of finding the gold that's in your offer, and making it really appealable to your prospects. And so what's wrong with that? It's a good thing, right?
Yeah, one person may want to just get an iPad with all the podcasts on there. So, and they find it, the ad must be working, because I've been seeing it running forever, and it won't be running forever if it wasn't working. So, you can take something that you already have and wrap it up in a new wrapper, and that make it more valuable, and just give it away as a bonus.
Exactly. So can we talk to Cheryl real quick before we head off?
Yes, but before we head off, don't we have to talk about easy returns?
Easy returns? Yeah, maybe Cheryl wants to talk about this too. So it's interesting. You actually brought it up really well. You bought with Israel, like there's no really policy. But some companies that are here or that are online, they make it really easy for you. And the easier it is for you, again, it takes the risk off of you as a prospect. And so you're more likely to pull out your wallet and take out your credit card and go, you know what, I'm going to give this a try, because if it's horrible, I can return it. So some of the companies that I noticed are were pioneers in this, really, at returns. Zappos is one of them, right? Because shoes, isn't that like the hardest thing to sell online? Because you don't get to try them on. You don't know what they feel like or what they fit like or any of that. But Zappos has this super fast turnaround policy, and they also give you a they will give you a box or whatever it is that you can, a label, that's what it is, a label, so you can return it easily, exchange it or whatever it is without risk. So you're more likely to make a purchase and you know that you're protected.
Awesome.
So, yeah, so Zappos is one. I don't know if you guys think of any other ones, any other companies that you love that are easy to return. Amazon is usually pretty easy to return stuff.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, there are a lot of apps right now that, you know, like those boxes, right? Like where they sell you clothes, you can try them on and then you can send them off and stuff like that.
Yes.
Right? Yeah.
Exactly.
And Cheryl said, Cheryl, what did you say? You said something. Yeah, you were unmuted. Go for it.
Go for it. Oh, she's in red today. Sizzling hot, mama. Yes.
You were fine. You there you go.
Well, unmute now.
Yeah.
Yeah, the reason why those
Bring your camera back. There you go. There you go. You're good.
the reason why those things work so well is because the company takes all the risk.
Right.
And and going back to I was listening to a video thing yesterday of Joe Vitale, and he said that, you know, like he was talking about guarantees, and he said that in reality only about 2% of the population ever takes companies up on their guarantees. But it's like you said, the risk reversal and all of that, but by having them. So I'm not a big consumer online, or, you know, and having, like with the bookstore, you used to be able to return your inventory. You rented the inventory. So I always adopted the policy, order to own. So, but yeah, but yeah, I mean, Zappos revolutionized it. You talk about disruption, you know, like,
right.
You know, I mean, how many times have you been at the post office or at a UPS store and you see happy people returning these Apple boxes, you know, like,
right.
But you know that they're going to order something else and eventually, you know, get something that works for them, their customers. But Amazon is losing money on their shipping. I think they lost like $60 million last year.
Interesting. Well, I don't feel bad for Amazon. I'm sorry.
Bring it on, ship it in. You know, I love my Prime.
Exactly. That's interesting, though. I didn't know that, Cheryl.
Yeah. They because I was doing some FBA and set up a client for some e-commerce this year, and so I was paying attention to those statistics about how much money Amazon was losing. But it's also interesting that they're setting up all these physical stores, but they are going to disrupt the way that merchandising is being handled with the way that they've got everything set up in the store. And somebody did a video on it a couple weeks ago about him. It was in New York City where he went in and bought a book, but it was all pretty much handled through his phone. So yeah, a physical book.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, Amazon is definitely the 800-pound gorilla that we got to deal with, without a doubt.
But they don't
So
write
it's
copy.
interesting. They'll make new policy. Of course they will.
Yeah, they don't write copy. They don't do social media for you. They don't set up funnels for you.
That's true.
And they can't serve as a barber. I mean, like when you think about all the industries that are protected from being disrupted by Amazon, and especially you got a barber's pole there. Yeah.
I do. Yes.
But
I'm actually sitting in a barber chair because my.
Did you get your hair cut, or is it just curled differently? It looks shorter.
It's curled differently.
Yeah. The girl thing.
But my husband and I used to collect barbershop paraphernalia. We were antique collectors.
Okay.
And so I have straight razors and mustache cups and all kinds of stuff. I know. It's a weird hobby, but it's really cool.
Yeah, but Emma, you can't get a haircut online.
That's right. There you go. That's hysterical. I love it.
Yeah.
Thank you,
So,
Cheryl.
yeah, so because we are running out of time, we are 5 minutes later. So today, you guys, let me just share my screen again so you can see. We filled this part out. Tomorrow, we are going to fill the after factor out, same time, right here. right on display, right on this page, words that attract cash. Hopefully you guys are not going to have any issues downloading the worksheets and joining us. But if you do, we'll find a way to get you in like we did with Cheryl. So the after factor, same time tomorrow. And remember that you, whoops, there we go. Remember that if you get to the 40,000 points club, you get to save $800, get an extra hour from Lori today by tomorrow, right, Lori?
By tomorrow, by this time tomorrow. So yeah, you have basically 24 hours to take me up on the extra time, as well as being in a very close content program, a very high touch program.
Yeah, so only 12 of you that are watching us right now. If you want to get to the 40K, you know what to do. Just watch the replay. We showed you exactly how to get those points. Super easy, like we see these other ladies are doing. By the way, when you're watching videos, you're also getting points. So right? If you want to binge and get those points, you can do that too. Whatever you want, whatever you need to do, go get those 40K and jump in, save yourself an extra 20%. So that's it. That's it for today, right, Lori?
That's us. That's us. Tomorrow we'll talk about the after factor and the follow-up and what happens after you close the sale. So I'm looking forward to seeing you guys tomorrow. Thanks so much, Shafat, and everybody who joined today. It was lovely. And again, these videos will only be up until the end of Friday because there's a lot of really cool information in here that I don't necessarily want everyone to have.
Too many goodies. So we'll see you guys tomorrow.
Exactly.